So, real talk.
Mm.
On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate my hat?
Um, a 6.
What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the awesome Holly. How you doing, Holly?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Okay, so I have this thing that I've noticed. I've been guilty of it. I think you've been guilty of it. Everybody's been guilty of it. When you do these island tours, when you're posting them up, you're like, hey, I got this amazing 5-star island. Hey, I got this unique 5-star island. And it's like that 5-star has to get labeled on it, or it's almost like it just tells people it's trash. But
That's so true.
But I want to know, like, do you feel that the 5-star rating is as important as people make it out to be?
No, because I think some of the sort of criteria and mechanics are kind of a little bit silly with it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, when we mentioned how when you drop DIYs on the floor, which you have no choice in doing, that ruins your score, basically. So I don't necessarily think it's a really tough one though, because there is something different about when an island gets to 5 stars, because it's the best it can be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it looks good. But it's just kind of like a placement of.
But is it? That's the thing, and I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so either.
Here's the thing, the 5-star is the perfect town. That's, in theory, the perfect town. Now, what's the benefits of having a perfect town? One is you unlock the gold watering can.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the day, we've already discussed. That's rubbish anyway. So what's the point? Because it breaks.
It's going to break people, so don't even bother with it.
Spoilers, it's not going to last that long.
Sorry.
But the other thing, which I feel is probably more important for me anyway, is Jacob's Ladders.
Yes.
It's a flower that only comes when you have a 5-star town. So, but I think you eliminate those two aspects. And I think that what Nintendo should do in a future update is expand the town from 5 stars to 10 star.
Yes.
And really grade it based upon. But that's the thing. Like, how can Nintendo have Isabelle grade it and it actually work? Yeah. Like, what's the algorithm? Right now, the algorithm is, do you have so many trees? Do you have so many flowers? Do you have so many items out? You know, and that's basically what it boils down to. You can trick the system into creating a 5-star town. Like, I tricked the system into a 5-star town. I don't know if you know this. I might have mentioned it before. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
How I got a 5-star town. So, what I did was, I realized very quickly, I was talking to a friend of mine who basically put out a whole bunch of tarantulas because she didn't have storage in her house.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
So she laid the tarantulas on the ground waiting for Flick because she wanted to sell them to Flick. Mm-hmm. Then randomly walks up to Isabelle, and Isabelle's like, you got a 5-star town. And she's like, how did I get a 5-star town? I've done nothing. Because she laid out items. Every time you put out items, she placed out items. If you don't place the bugs outside, they disappear, right? So she placed the bugs outside, the tarantulas outside, and it tricked it into believing that she had a 5-star town. So then I thought about it, and I was like, so technically, all I have to do is just drop items outside. So I was in the process of building a restaurant, an outdoor restaurant. And I had all this stuff in my mind. I had all this furniture that I was acquiring for the restaurant. I was like, you know what? Let's just take it up into the corner and let me just drop it so I can get a feel of the layout of the restaurant, so I can get an idea of, like, this is how it's going to be and this is how it's going to look. Yeah. And then after I dropped it, I go, oh, wait a minute. I might have a and I went back to Isabelle. She's like, boom, 5-star town.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Just like that.
So basically, I mean, you still have to have your flowers. You still have to have your trees. But I think at that point, everybody kind of has it anyway. You've added more trees. You're putting flowers all over the place. But it's a matter of, like, now it's the items. Because that's the only thing that she ever said to me when I would go back. You need to put out more decorations. And I was like, I hate the decorations you're giving me.
Yeah.
I need more. So I personally, and this is the thing, like I've been doing island tours for a while now, and I will say this: I've gone to some 5-star islands that I just think are not 5-star islands.
Yeah.
I've gone to islands that I think are like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there's an absolute difference between the two.
Yeah.
So for me, when I hear 5-star now, I'm starting to think like, well, is it really that good?
Yeah, like you said, if you can trick it, and I, because I haven't been doing island tours as long as you. I think I've done 7 now, and obviously there have been ones that have stood out to me more than others have, and I think that's when I realised that a town can be 5 stars, but that doesn't mean that it's the best of the best. And I don't mean, that's not any shade to anyone's town that I've toured, because I love the individuality. I love people's creativity, no matter how big or small. Like it's all relevant. But it's kind of like some people just go that one step further, make things look more realistic. Like, so for me, for example, I've got, I think, 450 hours now, maybe more, but I'm not at 5 stars because I spent so much time perfecting individual areas. I then move them around. I'm not happy, but it's like I almost don't care about my rating. I don't check at all. When that flower pops up one day, great, that's fine, but I'm more focused on how can I make this look really nice,
Yeah.
And if I have to remove lots of trees, if I have to remove lots of flowers, I'm not too fussed, like we said, the golden watering can breaks anyway.
But let's be honest, when you how many people actually hit 5 stars and then go back to talking and get the rating again? Nobody.
Yeah.
You get it, it's done. And it's like,
there we go.
You're only going to get the DIY, and if the flowers pop, they pop. I have like 6 in my town now, and I'm like, okay, I got them where I want them, and that's it. If I get more, great. But the other thing too is like we can't put them out inside the house anymore. You used to be able to bring them in the house and put them outside, and put them in that. You can't no more. So it's like, what's the kind of point of having these?
Yeah.
Like, once you get so many Jacob's ladders, it's like whatever,
Yeah, there's almost like not an incentive really, because if you, for example, if you got like a platinum watering can or so, that definitely wouldn't break.
That'd
and
be
you kind
worth
of
it.
be like, okay, that is definitely worth it. That's one step up, but it's I mean, I don't know. I know exactly what you mean though. There's definitely 2 different types of 5-star islands.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
without a doubt.
And I think that I wish there was a way that Nintendo could grade another way, but I just don't. Obviously, you're working with an algorithm, and you can't.
Maybe with like maybe make like a similar thing, like the Happy Home Academy, like that kind of.
Yeah, but even that gets flubbed. That's
or even that is rubbish. I don't know how I've got an A.
Like I got an S rank during Bunny Day, and I've never been back to an S rank since. All I did was took all my Bunny Day furniture and threw it in one room. Right?
Yeah.
Had clothes hanging on the wall, overlapping, looked like crap. I walked in, I was like, this is horrendous, but whatever. But it was a way for me to actually see what I had and what I needed, what else I needed. And I was like, this is it. And it got an S rank. I was like, now how does that get an S rank?
Yeah, I see. It's really difficult, isn't it? Because there almost needs to be like adjudicators, like game masters that come round and like actually like. I mean, but can you imagine that would never happen? But it's almost like that's the only way a town could truly be graded.
Yeah.
But
I think the whole process of me bringing this topic up, the whole reasoning is I want people to understand that if someone says, "Hey, I got a 5-star town," it don't mean jack. Don't hold credence to it. If you're at a 4-star, that doesn't mean that someone with a 5-star has a better town than you.
No, definitely not.
Trust me, it does not. I've been to a bunch of these towns, and believe me, I've seen some 4-star towns that look unbelievable compared to a 5-star town. And I think that's the mindset that you have to take on with this, and you have to look at it and go like, hey, it's not the end of the world if this person has a 5 and I have a 4.
No, and it should always be down to like how you feel as an individual, and if you like having loads of trees or you don't like having loads of trees or you want it to be like concrete city, then literally it's your island. Like that you shouldn't have to compare or feel like you're lacking. Yeah, basically. Exactly. And I think like going forwards, instead of maybe looking at 5-star islands, I might just look at ones that are very standout, that are very kind of that like complete. Maybe complete is the better word.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is for you and I, before we go into a town, it's hard to know what we're walking into just by pictures.
Yeah.
But whatever, that's irrelevant. But I think that, like, when you look at it big picture wise, I think that another thing that I've seen people doing too that are doing these islands is, hey, it's a 5-star of like a 450 plus hour 5-star town. It's like, I'm sorry, but even time doesn't recommend
that. Doesn't necessarily because
anything.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many different layouts now. I've spent like the 450 whatever hours I have on it. Most of that has been spent me messing up, making mistakes, having to uproot trees and flowers again and whatever. But if I could now go back and get to where I am now, whilst my town or island isn't complete, I could do all of that in like 50 hours instead of 450 hours. And I know that's not the point, but it's like, it's...
I agree. So for this week, that is all. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Breaking Bells. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with all your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the bell so you know what's going on around here. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. Follow Holly over on Twitter, at Holly Crossing with 2 eyes. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Bye.